Hello, friends. Good morning and welcome to my ad hoc ranting program, internet video program. And today, yesterday, I made a video about Trump, Shrimp Trump, being the reason or the cause for Pustalenin threatening the use of nuclear weapons or thermonuclear weapons with impunity toward the United States. And that is, in fact, due to him flinching with the handling of North Korea when he was there, and how Kim Jong-un played him, and basically he was a wreck. He was disaster in the handling of North Korea. So as I made that statement yesterday, I made that video yesterday. Afterwards, I got corrected. I can't tell you how, because I'm unable to do so, but I got corrected. Now, the correction didn't come by way of specific information, but this is how it goes. The idea of Pustalenin or Putin being responsible for passing technology of rockets, advanced technology of rockets to North Korea, still highly likely, not just highly likely, it was almost confirmed that he is still at the focus of that transfer of technology of rockets from Moscow to North Korea. Reason being is North Korea is unable to achieve such a giant leap of rocketry and produce so much like sophisticated and advanced rockets in a very short time. As I mentioned yesterday, it takes a lot of testing and designs and precision manufacturing and navigation, and you just don't get there. Believe it or not, in terms of technology, it's probably far easier to achieve to get to the level of producing nuclear weapons than it is to produce a rocket, because that one needs a lot of safety and security and careful handling, while this one depends on like a lot of prediction, because the missile is flying on its own, rocket is flying on its own, and so on. So Pustalenin being the culprit in transferring that technology to North Korea is still primary. However, the correction I got yesterday just came, right? Again, how I can't tell you, is that I mentioned that Israel was going against North Korea, right, in terms of disarming North Korea from nuclear weapons. And what's her name, Nikki Haley, mentioned that they will be utterly destroyed, and Trump was like posturing around, and oh, he's a loser. So is Stalin, by the way. These two guys have some problems, and the correction I got is that no, that's not the case. The ranting against North Korea when Trump was there and when this confrontation was at its peak, at its height, by Nikki Haley and the Trump administration, was basically a performance, an act. That's not the case. That what I said yesterday, them, being representative of Israel, of course, that this is not the case by no means. That was a performance, a fake performance, fake stand, and so on and so forth. Now, I got something else. Is why would Pustalenin, who is really a representative of Israel, similar to Trump and Obama and now Biden, why would they want to arm North Korea with, suddenly improve their ability to be able to attack like United States and like in the heart and Europe and so on? It's because I can think of stuff, right? And that's my own. Whether I get something specific, I don't know. Is that they want to refocus if there's a strategic struggle between the United States and Russia now, which are the two focus, even though the Cold War supposedly was over. But if you want to visualize a conflict, world conflict, then it's really Russia and the West, United States in particular, Russia being nothing really, but they still have those nuclear weapons. So the Pustalenin and his handlers wanted to shift, similar to producing a third boxer in the ring, if you will. So Putin is, if you put Putin and the United States government in a ring, Putin just produced the third element. You know, like these things happen in like wrestling and so on, where there are no rules and the referees are as useless as gets and so on. That staged, you know, wrestling matches here in the US and so on. That is what it is to really refocus the United States and have somebody else like in their, what I call in their side, right? You know, pocket in their side, you know, so as to get the United States busy in new conflict with North Korea while Pustalenin is invading Europe, right? I think that's what it is. Now, I have seen, and again, you know, I have seen, you know, when I was young, by the way, before this WWE or anything else, when I was young, very young in Syria, they used to like stage wrestling matches, you know, and they have all kind of funny names and so on, and you know, like drop each other and so on and so forth. So WWE or WWF is stolen from somewhere, probably from Syria. But that's not the case. The case is when I was young, I watched a movie called Red Horizon, or in Arabic we call it Al-Shafaq Al-Ahmar. I think it's an American movie, which is talking about the communist or the Soviet Union invading the United States, and there was help from Cuba, you know, like Cuban soldiers, and you guys all know the movie. But then this was remanufactured or reproduced or remake. There was a remake for the movie and Red Horizon. And now the invader of the United States is North Korea. Do you recall that? I mean, I am bringing an evidence from like movies, but you never know. I mean, to me, it sounds like those very same makers of, whatever. But what I'm thinking is, here's the damning evidence. You can ask the scientists. Rockets cannot be achieved in such a short time. No way. And for decades, North Korea was, you know, trying to produce rockets and so on. They couldn't get anywhere. Now, there was a report about people, intelligence agents from North Korea being in Ukraine and like stealing these information from, stealing the information of rocket manufacturing and so on from university books and so on. That's not the case, folks, because if it's in libraries in Ukraine, then it's in libraries everywhere. Let's put it this way. And nobody would report anything about that. So that's what it is, folks. The biggest correction I got yesterday is when I said Israel is against North Korea arming, but then I was told that show by Nikki Haley and Trump is highly likely a show, a performance. They're not really against the North Korea. Now, there's something that else that parallels that, and that is intentional to say that North Korea has now become a power to reckon with, and that United States must focus in on North Korea rather than on Russia, right? It's like they're giving you that notion, you know, trying to remove the focus of the United States military and strategists from North Korea onto, from Russia onto North Korea, or from China onto North Korea, while Russia is doing what it's doing, and you know what it's doing now, and what it has been doing, and so on and so forth. The other and again, that's intentional. Now you may think Obama is he and Trump are antagonists or are opposite each other. You can't be more wrong, folks. Reason being is very simple. These two are part of the Israeli hegemony on the United States, part and parcel, and they're brothers as a matter of fact, and there's evidence of that. The parallel thing is very simple. Do you remember when Obama went to China and bowed down to the Chinese president, the Chinese despot, right? That's the other Pustalenin of China. He bowed down to him, and not just bowed down to him. When he went down on the tarmac, they refused to give him stairs, and he had to come down from like the tail of the airplane or something. That he was humiliated very bad, and then bowed down to the Chinese regime. That was also intentional, folks. These two are dropping the United States in favor of China and Pustalenin in Russia. So something similar happened, and what is that? Oh, that is when Scholz and Macron went to Moscow, and they were left on the podium, and so on and so forth. You see my point, right? That the humiliation by Putin to these two, and the humiliation by Chinese to American presidency, and North Korea to Trump, and so on. I mean, it's all designed, folks. I mean, you connect the dots, and what I'm trying to say is these are not haphazard or coincidental things. These are being designed now. Remember, Nikki Haley and saying that utterly destroyed about North Korea, that will be utterly destroyed, and Trump and so on. Now I got the correction yesterday that was a theatrical version of politics, and it's a PR stunt. It's not reality or what they reflect on what they're trying to do. Have a nice day, my friends, and you American strategists, please do reconsider and see what I'm talking about here. Now is the time to go to Ukraine and fight that Russia, and believe me, they will not use nuclear weapons. I guarantee you that.